I'm sure I'm sexy enough. Right.
Want to make it back?
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for coming, guys, and it is good to see everybody here. A little DOOKIE. I really do appreciate the support. I'm going to start by saying if there's anybody with any religious dispositions, you might want to go for a wander around the gallery, because this ain't going to be for you. We'll note that DOOKIE is not PC correct. Okay? So, onwards. I guess I'm going to start with the book first, DOOKIE 3, Scorched Earth. Then, I'd like to tell you about our new comic that me and Dave are really proud of, and it is fucking awesome. There will be language. Okay? There will be language, and I'm not going to say sorry. But for now, as I say, let's start with DOOKIE 3, and Scorched Earth is a follow-on from the first two books. In book 1, A Colourful Life, we get to meet DOOKIE, the young warrior dog, and many of his pals, like the Fat Boys. We then watch his life turn to shit, and we experience him start to rebuild it, and the realization that his world is controlled by the ruthless power hoarders, the Arse Demons. Then we experience him form a rabble of snowflakes, some of which may be in the audience. And we create a small fighting force to go try and save his lost boy from the greenback bastards of the north and the evil bitch Aska Aska. Then in book 2, World War III, we are subjected to what I can only describe as a DOOKIE-style apocalypse. We also get to grips with some of the political leaders of his DOOKIE world, like the leader of the North and crowd favourite, Tumpy Tum, and his kinky pal, Poostinks of Ruskiland. It's safe to say the crazy definitely gets kicked up a notch in book 2, but I'm not going to ruin the story. But we are now at book 3, Scorched Earth. So, here we will witness DOOKIE and his band of misfits brought in from a life as mercenaries on the run to form up as the new global sheriff's department, with DOOKIE, as you would expect, at the head of it all as the sheriff. They are tasked with heading back to the desert quarter and the scene of the main World War III battle to help some refugees fight off hordes of rampant arselickers. These arselickers are doing their damnedest to tongue bash the poor refugees' impoverished, shitty rigs and bring them under their control. Now then, I'm going to focus my reading on some characters that we briefly met in book 2. Start with the hippie Jesus. We're going to pick up pretty close to the front of the book, where the skeptical general, Chris, sends Jesus and his buddy, the unholy ghost, off on their first little mission. So, here we go. Scorched Earth. It's not long into the midday sun before the general calls a sudden halt. He spied a few arselickers licking each other while shading under some rocks. Licking each other's shitters as they were, they hadn't noticed the huge column of military might approaching. He sends his snipers off to climb the nearby dunes, orders weapons at the ready to the foot soldiers, and calls the hippie Jesus to attend his position. Right then, time to see what you two are made of. See those arselickers ahead? Go get them, boys, the general orders. The hippie Jesus slopes off the few hundred yards to the stool samplers. On the way, the unholy ghost whispers sweet, pain-filled ideas on how he should enact his hippie in a built-up rage. A dropkick, maybe. A couple of headbutts for sure, right? Gotta love an improv 2 hanging, bruv. This is gonna be sweet. However, as the possessed magic man approaches the 5 busy licking arselickers, he casts a skinny little shadow over them. They lift their heads from each other's bums and hiss at his divinity.
Thomas?
Yeah. But before they could even raise themselves to their feet, our scruffy little freak quickly bounds forward, touches them on their shoulders, and bounces back. A big smile of happiness grows across his face, and he skips off back to his commander to celebrate his combative win. He quickly lands front and centre in front of the general, gleaming like a Cheshire cat. His commander's look of both confusion and frustration causes his happy smile to quickly turn upside down, as he lowers his head in a submission of a fault he has yet to know. What the hell was that, dude? I sent you over there to whack those shit-eating lickers, not play with them, you twat, shouts the general. The magic man, once again, raises his head with a look upon his face of shock. He states he has indeed killed the arse lickers. He turns and points at the now standing and fully alive and confused arse lickers. Look, that one there. I gave him a brain tumour. That dopey looking one pulling his trousers up, I gave him bowel cancer. The girl one there has a cut on her leg, so I gave her a really bad case of gangrene. And the other two, I afflicted with gluttony, so they'll eat themselves to death, you know? Chris rubs his hands into his face and screams into his palms in frustration. He then signals for Deputy Fucker to do his thing. He tells Hippie Jesus to turn around and watch. This is how you whack a shit eater. We need him dead now, not in 10 years, damn it, he states. The Hippie Jesus watches on as the confused arse-lickers' heads and chests explode from the velocity of the high-powered rifle round, penetrating and exiting their bum-licking bodies. One by one, they quickly fall to the ground. As arse-lickers' blood spurts from their spasming dead bodies, the unholy ghost raises himself excitedly from his buddy and whoops and cheers, with his hands held high in the sky and look of wonder upon his face. Fuck yeah! Holy shit, that was fucking awesome! I haven't seen that sort of a thrashing since the Dark Ages, bro! Woohoo! Trevor screams out in glee. So I'm going to leave that section right there, because I don't want to go into the story too much. But what I'd like to do is introduce you to the Hippie Jesus and his buddy, the Unholy Ghost. However, they may not be the only Celestials that we meet in our little story. So, we'll start with the Hippie Jesus. This streak of piss needs a haircut. Perpetually half drunk on red wine and in constant need of a proper meal. The Hippie Jesus has a lot of claims. His main ones are: his mother was a virgin, his father a god, and he can walk on water. We'll see, but we'll stick to the facts. His tale of the tape: he's 5'9", weight the same as an average undernourished 10-year-old. Hairstyle: long scruffy mess with a brown crown made from a spiky bush. His penis name is Saint Theodotus. I think there'd be a few people that would get that. His likes are: people to congregate in temples and pray to him and his claimed magic man father, drink red wine, fishing, woodwork, and a woman who really knows her way around the bedroom. Dislikes: crucifix, being nailed to anything, dark caves, and Romans. His fight skills are: he touches people up. In brief, the Hippie Jesus has been hanging around for years. He stood back and watched the first 3 world wars, many mass genocidal atrocities take place in his name, cancer destroy and kill billions, as well as poverty and hunger kill countless through time. He has now, however, finally got bored of fishing and moving in mysterious ways though. He has decided his dad's way of doing things may not be that great after all, and now wants to do something to help humanity in real terms. So, let's meet his long-term buddy, the Unholy Ghost. Trevor Scrivener, in full title. Originally murdered for a placement near a warm fire, Trevor had floated around for a few thousand years before meeting anyone of any note. His first possession was a young lady of some notability, in fact. Whilst floating around in an area known back then as Galilee, he unfortunately tried to mount the active young lady in her sleep one night after spending the evening watching her play with 3 travelling men and their pony. However, instead of riding out his horny pleasures on her, he found himself immersed in her very being. After a few kinky weeks of ruining her reputation, he floated to Rome and eventually into their leader, Caesar. After spending a few years enjoying the finer things in life, Trevor got bored and went for a float around Judea, where he met his long-term buddy. His tale of the tape: Height, 0 inches. Weight, 0 grams. Transparency, see-through murkiness. Likes, fucking with people's heads. Dislikes, the ghost of Christmas past because he owes him money. In brief, Trevor, or the unholy ghost as he wishes to be called now, has helped the hippie Jesus through the years come to terms with the fact that his old man is a bit of a dick. He wants nothing more than to see a few hangings, run a fella or two mad, and most importantly, just kick back and get mangled on second-hand bong smoke. There you go. The hippie Jesus and the unholy ghost. So I'm gonna leave the readings there for now, but I would like to go on to our new comic line. The first of which is over on the table. Dookie versus the Goat Demon. And Dave and I are very proud of it. He's worked really hard on really creating the characters out of my obviously troubled mind. And he's done an awesome job. We have a few comics lined up to come out over the next few months. And they are all standalone comics, but they're all based on our favourite characters from the books. So, we start the first comic with, let me get to my notes again, where we start with Dookie and Gatlin, his main fighting buddy, going to a small island because they've heard of a goat that's infected with a demon, and they're going to sort it out. However, if we cast our minds back to Dookie 1, A Colourful Life, just after the Party of Light battle at Helmar, we all know that they disappear and they're never seen again, and we've been searching for them on the quiet over the years. So here in issue number 1, they'll find their friends, and at that point, the eyeball popping freak show will begin. Now, I'm not going to ruin the story and tell you what it's all about, and who's the goodies and who's the baddies. You're going to have to read it. But while you're reading it, don't ignore the adverts. The adverts are awesome. Okay? They're a pivotal part of the book. So enjoy it. The comic is a full glossy print, so you can cry all over it or scribble on it, whatever. It'll survive. It'll survive. And we really hope you enjoy it. Dave and I have really worked hard on these things. And we really hope you enjoy the comic as much as
Oh, Johnny boy!
Thank you very much for your time.
Wow!
Yn custom, that's about the public speaking. No matter what you say.
All the way
And then she
over,
proceeds
got
to-
stuck at Reading.
Great, so we're going to have a